Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, June 9th, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I honor the worth of my consciousness now, in this moment, today. And speaking not of the now, I actually have a few dates for you because we have some big transits happening today. We have a full moon today in Sagittarius. Now, full moons are always interesting because they're kind of a culmination. It's a harvest energy, ultimately. It is the strawberry full moon, by the way, in case you were curious. But speaking of harvesting the strawberries, but what is interesting about a full moon is that it finishes off a 6-month cycle begun by a new moon. So this new moon was in Sagittarius, November 29th, 2016. So just think about these last 6 months. How have you progressed? How have you shifted? There's been a lot of Sagittarius shifting going on. Whether you're Sagittarius, have a rising sign in Sagittarius, any planet in Sagittarius, or just a human on this planet, because everybody has all the signs in their chart in one way or another, where and how have you shifted over these last 6 months? And you can even extend that beyond to the last basically 2 years-ish, as Saturn has been moving through Sagittarius, 2.5 years-ish, since it's been working with the Sagittarius energy. And then adding on to the last 4 months, Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, has been retrograde. So for all of us, we've been getting a Sagittarius overhaul, whether it's been these last 2 years, the last 6 months, or the last 4 months. There's been a lot of work. And what it's been working is our beliefs. We have been shifting our beliefs. Instead of having our beliefs like a wall, we're learning to open up the glass ceiling and be like, oh, there's more. There's always more than I could ever realize. There's always more than I could ever know. So just take a look at these cycles and then notice, where are you at in your consciousness experience right now, and honor the work that you have done and the worth of where you are at in your consciousness exploration, your consciousness adventure now, right now. That is the blessing of today in all of this energy. So we actually begin the day with the sun in conjunct Pluto. I think that kind of sets the stage for today. The sun in conjunct Pluto. And in conjunct is like we're just really not seeing eye to eye. So we have the sun in Gemini. We have Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto in Capricorn is retrograde. This is a meeting at 18 degrees, which is that 9. And so my feeling in and through this, like this not seeing eye to eye energy, is that the Gemini wants to have fun. It wants to play. It is not necessarily focused on the responsibility of things. Capricorn energy focuses on the responsibility of things. However, with this retrograde, it's like I am responsible for myself. So my feeling is, in and through this energy, you really have a choice how and where you are going to show up in your consciousness in the now. Are you going to choose this outer responsibility, or will you choose the inner responsibility and respond in a way that is according to you, that is true to you in and through this? I think this goes hand in hand with this energy of Jupiter moving direct after 4 months. So Jupiter is going to move direct like an hour after we have the full moon energy. But this Jupiter retrograde process over these last 4 months, since February 6th, has been a process of going in and being like, oh, wait, this relationship that I have with myself is of the utmost importance. Oh, I do have to find this harmony. I do have to find this balance. I do have to find this friendliness within myself in order to be productive, in order to live an abundant, fruitful, beautiful life. And so, to me, that's where I want your consciousness to choose the responsibility, to choose to honor this lesson that we have been working with and learning. Find this inner balance instead of looking for that outer balance, instead of looking for love in all the wrong places. Love, aka approval, aka respect. So many other words that we could fill in the blanks right there. Harmony, love, approval, respect, all from within, this friendliness that we find in and of ourselves. So that in conjunct is like, are you going to keep choosing to let the world sway you, or are you going to choose to be true, to be one unto yourself? And we talked about that a little bit yesterday with that Lilith energy, that Lilith moon conjunction, I believe, yesterday. So the full moon happens at 6:09 a.m. Pacific time. That's 9:09 a.m. Eastern time. So early morning full moon. You may find that you really experience your mooniness in the nighttime before, in the early morning hours before the full moon hits. I am anticipating that I will not sleep. I am anticipating that I'll be up like dancing around like a hooligan. And that is my responsibility. That is my honoring myself. That's me honoring my one unto myself energy. It's really about tapping into yourself. This moon in Sagittarius, to me, is about freedom. It is about the freedom of your passion, the freedom of your inner fire. This moon is happening at 18 degrees. So 1, that's the degree of the heart, attuning to the heart, going your own way, blazing a path. 8 degrees. 8 is that infinite energy, but 8 is like, how are you going to show up? How are you going to show up in your divinity, in the manner, your soul, divine soul manner of how you came to be? And then the 9 altogether, that's action and it's passion. It's passion and action. So can you combine those energies to show up authentically as you in and through this full moon? What have you learned over these last 6 months that is leading you to show up in a way that is true to you? It is up to you in this moment to do so, to honor that energy. I read the Sabian symbols yesterday. I will read them again today because I love them. I think it's such a fascinating thing. In case you've never heard me talk about the Sabian symbols, basically what they are is they had psychics sit down and pull up mental pictures for every zodiac degree. Now, to be fair, a lot of people read the Sabian symbol for the next degree. I read it on the degree because that's what feels right to me. I go my own way. I do things according to what feels right in my personal alignment. So, for Sagittarius, 18 degrees, children playing on the beach, their heads protected by sunbonnets. And we spoke a lot about this yesterday, about protecting your consciousness, I'd actually say. And in here it talks about culture and how, the sun is such an important force. And these children, they're being protected, overprotected from the sun. And yet, without that protection, it can result in sunstroke. So it's finding that balance. Jupiter and Libra, working on that balance between being open-minded and allowing yourself to hear wisdom, beliefs, knowledge from others, and even from yourself and the knowledge and beliefs that you carry, and yet at the same time, being like, oh wait, and that doesn't fit with me, that doesn't resonate. It's always this balancing force of being in this now, conscious, present moment, now in action, consciousness in action in this now, and filtering through. And a lot of times we filter through the feels. The full moon energy brings forth the feels. So be willing to feel and move through. And I want to say something about the feels as well. The feels. What we feel is not always accurate. This isn't really how I want to say it. But what you feel in one moment may not necessarily be where you go with it. Sometimes as we process through things, especially in these moons, we're like, oh, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling really sad about this thing. So this must mean that this thing is a bad thing if I'm feeling sad about this thing. Well, it may be that this sadness is connecting to something old, apparently. It's an old swimming thing, something that's old. And once you feel your way through it, you're like, oh wait, I don't feel bad about this thing. So that's why I keep coming back to the consciousness in the now. Move through your feelings, but do not judge anything based on your feelings at this time. Allow yourself to keep moving, shifting, grooving with the energy, and keep coming back to, how do I honor myself in the now? How do I harmonize with myself in the now? What feels good? What feels right with and through myself in this now moment? Jupiter moving direct. We're still going to be working this 13 degree for basically another month. So we have another month of Jupiter hanging out 13 degrees, this revolution, evolution energy where we are still shifting. We're learning to integrate again with the world based on what we have learned with and from ourselves through this time. Do you trust the healing that you have done? Do you trust what it is like to stand strong in and of yourself? Do you trust, and can you heal that place where you still may be looking for love, looking for affirmation, looking for confirmation in all the wrong places? This is a time to move through it, work through it, as we work through over this next month of this Jupiter moving forward at 13 degrees and integrate that which we have learned. There may be some letting go that happens in and through this process still, as we learn to move forward and trust, really trust ourselves in and through this energy and let go of the guilt. I think this is one of the biggest things actually when it comes to this. Letting go of the guilt of the world telling us that we should be this one way and that we should take care of everybody else and all the things and show up for everybody else and be like, oh wait, that's not serving anybody. That's actually causing a really big mess because nobody really knows who they are. Okay, I'm going to be true to me. I'm going to heal what's true to me. I'm going to trust me. I'm going to let go of those old ways of being, including that guilt. So it's really strong energy that's carrying us through. Now, the funny thing is, that's all happening in the morning. We have one other beautiful transit that's happening in the morning, and then the rest is all kind of the afternoon. Once we start adjusting and everything kind of settles in, okay, full moon, okay, Jupiter direct, where am I now? The other transit we have in that morning, beautiful, is Venus sextiling Mars. So here we have that beautiful energy of balance. Venus in Taurus, honoring, knowing our worth, honoring, knowing the beauty that we are. Let the beauty you are be what you do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. There's hundreds of ways to honor your personal energy, your personal path. Mars in Cancer, moving us in a way that nurtures us, taking action in a way that nurtures you, having the respect, having the self-respect to move in a way that honors you. This connection is happening at 3 degrees, which is going to be expanding your world, expanding your horizons. It's a Sagittarius degree, by the way, just in case Sagittarius didn't have enough going on today. Sagittarius Jupiter energy, expanding your way of being in and through the world. So that's beautiful. Now I want to remind you, in and through that connection, especially with the feels coming up, be very vigilant. Are you choosing that which nurtures you and not just comforts you? I talked about this a few times. Sometimes we reach for something that's comforting and it is not nurturing to us. It's destructive for us. So really honoring yourself, loving yourself, taking those lessons of Jupiter direct. Is this in harmonious alignment with me in this now? And remembering that sometimes things that have been in harmonious alignment in the past aren't necessarily in that alignment anymore. Where are you in your consciousness, in your harmonious alignment now, right now? So then, as the day progresses, we have the moon conjunct Saturn and the moon trine Uranus. That's later in the evening, but we still will be feeling the full moon energy. It's not just like wham, bam, full moon, done. The full moon energy will still be pervading over us. So the moon conjunct Saturn. Again, how are you showing up in and through your belief energy? Are you honoring yourself? Saturn is still going to be retrograding through the summer, taking us deeper into these old beliefs and helping us shed that which no longer works for us, that which no longer honors where we are in our consciousness now, right now. That is I feel like the key word that the universe keeps bringing me. Now. What's now? And now. And now. Not then, not when, but now. The moon trine Uranus energy, to me, it's also going to be kind of trining the north node. Not kind of. It's going to trine the north node. It's this liberation. It's this liberation of what was, letting go of what was so that you can be free in this now. So just pay attention to, as the day progresses, as the energy progresses, as this moon works in and through you, what comes up to be released. And it may be that full moon working you, and it may be that Uranus energy working you to help you show up better in and for yourself now. Now, I have to tell you the funniest thing. So I have been pulling my shapeshifter cards, and I pulled the first one, and I was like, well, we just had this card. Fiona and the Unicorn, the gift of sacred sight, honoring our intuition. I was like, but give me another one because we just had this. Well, you gave me another one. They gave me this mermaid, complete commitment, diving in, looking at all sides. And to me, this is like looking at all sides of the consciousness, tuning into your higher consciousness, the unicorn horn, the third eye energy, but also looking what's going on even deeper beyond that. I was like, okay, well, we've had that too, but do we have anything else, Well, the butterflies in gloom. After sadness, happiness. So remembering, even if you're processing something, here comes the good. Here comes the wings. We are expanding. We are growing. Again, I was like, wow, well, we're just, pulling all the cards that I've pulled this week. Anything else? Of course. Artemis. Here she is again, the guardian, the friends of the forest. You are independent and free. We are taking aim. We are utilizing the focus that we have. So here's Artemis. I was like, okay. There's, so many cards that I haven't even pulled in this deck. Are you going to give me one? Nope. Here's the protection card. The protection card that we had yesterday. So echoing that Sabian symbol energy of, find your personal balance. Do you need your hat, your bonnet off in the sun, or do you need to put on your bonnet? I use the example of how I am very cautious about who I get spiritual help from, advice from, whose YouTube videos I listen to, Facebook videos I listen to. I like to learn new things, but I also am very sensitive to the energy, and I need to be in alignment with the integrity, and I really do feel that. And so I'm encouraging you, like this guardian card, protect yourself, honor yourself by noticing the energy, noticing what you feel. And sometimes, it's also good if you hear something that you don't resonate with, put it to the side, because sometimes where you're at now, it doesn't resonate, but where you will be, it will be. And then you can grab it and be like, oh, I wasn't ready for this thing, but now I'm ready. I'm ready to read this book now. After that, I finally got a card. Here it is. That I haven't pulled in a while. I've pulled it before, but not in a while. Frog Princess. And it says, heed wise counsel, listen. And it's a 21 card, which is a 3, by the way. Sagittarius energy abounds. And I love this. We often believe we know much more than we truly do. And there's always a time when the right thing is to acknowledge, I don't know. And I think this supports our belief so much when we say, I don't know, but I'm willing to find out. I don't know, but I'm open. I don't know, but what's coming? That kind of energy. And this is what Frog Princess is saying. Listen. And this is so perfect with this Gemini Sun, Sagittarius Moon. Both of them are knowledge collectors. I know, I'm a Gemini Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius Gemini. I love collecting the knowledge, but there's so much I still don't know, which is why I keep going around collecting and listening within and listening without and gathering to know. And this is what this card is saying. Keep gathering from your feelings, from within, but also listening to that without that you resonate with, that matches, your consciousness in the now, the harmony in the now, or the consciousness that you're moving into, reaching for. It may not quite resonate here, but where you're reaching into. So this is powerful energy. Heed the wise counsel. Listen, and if you're drawn to something, notice that you're drawn to it, and notice why you're drawn to it, and what you feel about it, and then see, where does this take you? Final card, because I felt like it, I pulled a Keepers of the Light card, and I pulled Master Buddha. Increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. So, awareness, consciousness, this now moment, this is all part of these big shifts that we are moving through today. And this is all part of these larger cycles that we're always moving and grooving to. So, my reading sale is still going. $44 for half an hour. You can book that at GaiaBlooming.com. You can email me if you have any questions. And I will see you tomorrow. Happy full moon. Namaste.